Michael Beavers.
Oh man, I love performing at Helium, man. I really love performing at Helium, man. It's one of the only places to do comedy in Philly that's not on the second floor. You know what I mean? I like that. You know, I run into a lot of well-meaning, supportive people that don't realize how triggering the phrase "break a leg" is to me right now. Like, please don't tell me that shit. I'll be getting defensive, like, what did you? Oh, thanks. You know. But yeah, this is actually crazy to be here because my first time ever doing comedy was in the prelims of this competition 2 years ago. Actually, it's crazy, right? Yeah. And like that should be illegal. That was a terrible idea. Like I don't know what I was thinking. Like I was like, oh man, I never did comedy before, but I'm hilarious. I could win this shit easy. And I ended up being so bad. I watched people get up and start filing out of the showroom. Like, sometimes when people leave in the middle of your set, you don't know if it was your fault. They might have been leaving anyway, right? But these people walked out in the middle of my set, waited till it was over, and then came back and watched the rest of the show. It was, you know what I mean? I don't know if you've seen that episode of SpongeBob, but he was doing stand-up, but I'm surprised nobody yelled out from the audience like, oh, brother, this guy stinks. It's crazy, man, because like, and the worst thing about it, I was being really offensive to white people. They didn't like me at all, right? I was being offensive, and the next comic, it was so bad, the next comic after me was a black dude, right? The first thing out his mouth when he got on stage was, hey, yo, let's get this out the way. I don't know that last nigga. I don't know him, man. It's good to be here, man. And the crazy thing about that is they loved him for that so much. Like he just forgot his whole set, shitted on me, and then he ended up winning. That's the other thing. So it's good to be here, man. I see a lot of good to see some white. I'll be honest, man. I love performing in front of black people, but you know, white faces make me comfortable. I'll be honest. Yeah? Y'all be excited from the beginning. White people will be so excited to be there. Be like, oh man, we're at a comedy show, man. This is gonna be awesome sauce. We're gonna have a swell time, see some funny comedians. Oh man, this is gonna be stellar. And black people be like, man, these niggas really think they funny, huh? You know what I'm saying? I get told I grew up white and I grew up really privileged because I grew up in the suburbs with a dad, you know, like you hear black man complain about their father abandoning him. I used to get mad this Negro would never leave. I'd be like, man, can you go somewhere? Why are you so present? Stop coming in my room. I'm trying to watch these booty movies. I got in the lounge growing up. That's not normal for black people. I feel like that's pretty white. Normally, if you black and you get an allowance, they call that parole. I have no street cred, man. I know I grew up privileged, though. I know I grew up privileged because I trusted police growing up. Like, so when I heard NWA for the first time, I couldn't really support them the way black people did. I had a real racist, defensive reaction to hearing NWA. You know what I'm saying? Like, NWA was talking about fuck the police. I was like, man, who do these unscrupulous niggers think they are? Disrespecting law enforcement like this. They do nothing but protect you ungrateful sons of bitches. Man, I have no street cred. I can't fight at all. This gentleman in the front row could probably beat the shit out of me. Man. My parents tried to help me. They signed me up for karate. No, karate gets no respect in the black community, dude. What the fuck you look like trying to kick somebody in the middle of a fight? You imagine talking shit to somebody when all you do is karate? Like somebody be like, yo, I'm about to fuck you up. You be like, oh, you about to fuck me up? Well, I have you know, my parents enrolled me in axe and karate classes. And I just got promoted to my orange belt last week. Shit, I'm trying to keep my balance, fuck. So be like, you can try me if you want to, but you won't catch these feet, dickhead. Oh, shit. I'm gonna figure out how to get that up later. Let's see. The only time I seen karate get respect in the black community was in the Rush Hour movie with Jackie Chan. When, like, if you haven't seen that movie, there's this scene he's trying to be cool with Chris Tucker's friend, so he says, what's up, my nigga? And they get offended, and they go to teach him a lesson, and Jackie Chan proceeded to beat the shit out of 27 black dudes in self-defense. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. But, you know, like, I like, you know, you guys on social media? Like, social media is dangerous. Y'all seen that white girl that went viral? She went viral because of her social media name, right? Her first name was Danny. Her middle initial was G. Her last name was German, right? And she made her social media name just her government name. The problem is when you spell it out, it spells D-A-N-I-G, another G, E-R-M-A-N. What does that spell, sir? You want to say it out loud? Her social media username was the nigger man. I was looking at this and I'm like, man, you really ain't think to put no sort of punctuation in between those letters at all? Not an underscore between the G's, nothing? It was amusing to me, because don't the nigger man sound like some fucked up Alabama folktale? Like, you gotta close the closet door at night because the nigger man might be lurking in there. You go in the bathroom, shut the lights off, say the nigger man 3 times. He shows up with buck naked with his big black penis in his hand. And then goes in the fridge and take all your watermelon. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing crazy shit, going to the movie theaters with outside food and won't shut the fuck up. You know, like a nigger man. That's what's up. You guys like nigger jokes, huh? That's cool. Anybody in here use the hard ER? Anybody in here racist? Anybody? That's cool, man. I got one more nigger joke. One more. And, I'm actually kind of desensitized to that word. I wouldn't respond to it the way you might think, right? I remember one time I'm driving home from the burbs, just Karen pulls up next to me. And she says, "Turn your headlights on, nigger." And I was like, oh, shit. My headlights been off this entire time. So I turned my headlights on. I was just confused how she could manage to be considerate and hateful at the same time. Like, it was racist and shit, but it was courteous. So it was weird. I know I could have cursed her out, spazzed on her, flipped her off, but I felt really strange, because the first thing I wanted to tell that bitch was thank you. So right as I ran her off the road and into a tree, I said thank you. Like, I don't know if she hurt me over the impact, but I hope she knows that I'm grateful. You know what I mean? Philly's so interesting, man. So interesting, man. Like there's a lot of gentrification in the city. We got any gentrifiers in the house tonight? Statistically, there should be more. But I remember, man, gentrifiers are interesting to me. They were always woke. They always got the Black Lives Matter signs in their windows. I'll be skeptical every time I see a Black Lives Matter sign in a gentrifier window, though, because I'm not sure if it means Black Lives Matter or please don't rob me. I was talking to one gentrifier. She didn't understand the term, this white woman, she didn't understand the term John. And I was trying to explain it was a noun. She wasn't getting it. So I was like, all right, I got to translate John to universal Caucasian. So I was like, all right, well, your equivalent of John would be like, like thingamabob, Or, like whatchamacallit. Or even, like doohickey. Like, I speak pretty fluent Anglo-Saxon. I know these are words of the white vernacular, right? Like, we call women John in the black community, that'd be cool if that translated, right? Like one of these white dudes saw an attractive woman across the street and was like, oh zoo-wee mama, that is one hot thingamabob. Oh, man. I like Philly, man. I make fun of gentrifiers, even though I'm an undercover gentrifier myself. I grew out my beard before I moved to the city, so people might think I'm a native Muslim. Nah, man, people thinking I'm from here, too. I'll be having to tell them, nah, man, I'm a transplant. I'm from Burlington Township, New Jersey. I like Philly, though, man. Philly, I learn a lot. I like Philly, but it disgusts me sometimes at the same time. Like, Philly's where I learned that apparently, like, you're supposed to change your Brita filter. I learned that. Like, remember a couple months ago, Philly turned into Flint, Michigan for a few days? Remember? I didn't get the memo. I was wondering why my water tastes so chewy. I used to like the idea of Roadhead before I moved here. Like Roadhead. Somebody offered me Roadhead recently. I said, nah, I'm good. She's like, what? Who doesn't like Roadhead? I said, no, you seen the streets in this city? These shits are treacherous. You got craters in the middle of the road, highways collapsing. There's turbulent ass streets out here. Fuck around and end up with your own Philly brand of circumcision. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I see a lot of interracial relationships nowadays, especially white dudes and black women, especially white dudes and the black. I see that a lot. And any white guys like black women out there, that's cool. That's cool. That's a question I like asking white dudes, because if you're a white dude, you could ask if you like black women. You can't say no. That's racist. White dudes, they'll be slick about it sometimes. They'll be like, I like everybody. And try to all lives matter the question and shit. You know what I'm like? But what's amusing to me is white guys, they just be smug as shit whenever they get a black woman. They be so smug, you can't tell them nothing. Especially if there's black dudes around, they be walking around like, oh yeah, that's right. You didn't think I had enough flavor to pull this off. See things white is all right. You black, son, get all that. You got your rhythm, your Jordan, your BBCs. Well, I may have none of those things, but I have a clean criminal record and an 820 credit score, and I'm the one fucking your thingamabob. All right, man, that's my time, y'all. Give it up for y'all. Let's bring it back to the stage.